Chelsea Football Club are apparently very close to signing Lunin from Real Madrid. I thought we'd send in Kepa there the other way. Starting to low-key make sense. I'm going to tell you the full story of how this is coming about. Furthermore, we've got the latest news on Andreas Pereira to Chelsea. Yes, the Manchester United graduate that went to Fulham, and now apparently Chelsea are thinking, if Conor Gallagher leaves, we'll go get Andreas Pereira. Well, I'll tell you why I don't believe this story and what I think is driving this story. And finally, Nicholas Jackson. Apparently, he's got an ankle injury that he got when he was on international duty with Senegal. He has come back to training, but he's not even been in one full fitness session. Yes, we need to talk about it. We need to break it down. We need to get into the little details of it. But before we get started, I wanted to do one thing. I want to say thank you to every one of you. I don't know if you've noticed, but the views have been going through the roof. And why have it going through the roof? Because you lot have been super supportive. You've been watching till the very end and you've been hitting that like button. So all I'm going to ask now is hit the like button. We're aiming for 1,000 likes. Secondly, subscribe to the channel because it's the best way to build a real community that cares about the football club. And finally, kick back, get yourself a drink, leave this video on and listen. Let's go. All right, we need to start talking about the goalkeeper. For those of you that have watched my videos for a while, you know what I've been saying as soon as the window opens. One position, fix that for me. I'm not going to complain at all. You fix the goalkeeper position for me. I promise you, I don't want a striker. I don't want you to get a left winger. We'll go with what we have. Next season, we reassess and we go again. Give the players that we have in the squad at the moment the opportunity because I think there's so much talent in this squad and I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. However, the goalkeeper has to be resolved. People are going to say we got Petrovic, very good goalkeeper. Yes, great number two. I trust him to be a number two. I trust him if anyone gets injured for him to come in for 20 games. I can trust him. I don't trust him to be our number one. Why? Great shot stopper, collecting crosses decent, nothing special, very tall goalkeeper, good penalty stopper if we ever go to penalties. However, the biggest one of all, he can't pass the ball. He genuinely can't pass the ball, and in 2024, that's a big problem. Sanchez, on the other hand, not a very good penalty stopper, collects the ball well in the air. Shot stopping is not his greatest forte, and apparently he's highly rated at passing. I don't see it, I'll be honest. Genuinely, I think he's very poor. I think there's a whole catalogue of mistakes that he didn't get punished for last year. I just remember the Brighton games over and over again. However, Chelsea have got Kepa, and Kepa's going to be leaving Chelsea, and Real Madrid apparently is one location, but this is where it gets interesting. Sources in Spain in Radio Estadio Noche. So if my Spanish is Spanishing, it's a radio station night. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But they are reporting, they're a Spanish radio station. Lunin to Chelsea is very close. Ancelotti never really rated Lunin and he didn't think he was great. However, and this is where it gets very interesting, he just played him because of his performances. His performances were so good, they were so credible, you couldn't drop it. And the reality is, this player was a big reason to why Real Madrid were getting as far as they were in the Champions League. There were multiple games where he performed outside of his level and he kept them into the game. And this is where it gets interesting because Lunin believes he's the number one. He believes he should be playing and does not want to go back behind Thibaut Courtois. He's tired of it. He's a Ukraine international and now Chelsea apparently want to secure him. And this is where I need to give my opinion. I think Lunin most probably is a good goalkeeper. I reached out to one of the cast members on SDS, Faisal, good guy, and I asked him, I was like, listen, you're basically the Real Madrid correspondent, let me know what you think. And Faisal replied and literally said, we're getting a top 3 goalkeeper in the EPL. Whilst I think Faisal is being hyperbolic here and being very excited for Lunin because he really rates him highly, he said he's the best number 2 in the world after Thibaut out of all the clubs. I genuinely believe this is an upgrade. This is an upgrade on Sanchez and this is an upgrade on Petrovic, and maybe this could be a solution. Whether this is an expensive deal or not, we don't have this kind of information. But what we do know is if he comes in, for me this is the first signing this year where I look at and say, you know what? We've improved the first team. That's just my perspective. I want to know yours. In the comments below, let me know. Is Lunin an upgrade on Petrovic or Sanchez? Let me know. We've got a little problem. And the problema in Russian is a problem, all right? We got a little problem. And I'm going to explain to you what. Nico Jackson, at this moment in time, is arguably our only number 9. Yes, you can argue that Marc Guiu, the 18, 19-year-old from Spain, the guy that we signed from Barcelona, is an option. David Washington, Pochettino will make you believe he is an option, even though I wanted to see him, but Poch never let him play. And Christopher Nkunku, right? And all of a sudden, Nico Jackson's injury that he acquired during international duty at the end of the season for Senegal has now hit him. and he's not training properly with the first team, according to Matt Law and the Daily Mirror. Both have said there's been no pictures that have come out, according to Matt Law, showing that he's in full team training, and there is no confirmation of it. For me, this could only be a problem if this is a serious injury, but even then, we need to be open and honest about it. The reports are saying he's going to go on tour with the team next year, this next week, meaning it's fine. However, Chelsea can't go and buy a 9. And this is what I'm trying to reiterate to people. People like, of course we're going to have to get a 9. Jackson's injured, Nkunku's injury prone, and can't count on David Washington and Mark Gill. The problem is, guys, bloated squads don't help nobody. You have only a certain amount of minutes and a certain amount of games. You need to spread these games adequately based on the structure of the team. If Jackson is the main number 9, right? If Jackson is the main number 9, Nkunku has to play left wing or he's not playing. Mark Gill and David Washington, I think one of them will be happy to sit and get Conference League minutes, cup games here and there. Come off the bench when we're winning 3-0. I think one of them will be happy to do that for a year. Train with Enzo Maresca's team, make sure they can develop from that side and then get a loan. However, this is where it gets interesting. If Jackson's out for 6 months, then yeah, you can argue we need a new striker. But otherwise, we don't. I think people need to stop. The minute there's an injury, we need to run to the market. We don't, because what happens when these players come back? What happens is what we have in the midfield now. Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, Drewsbury Hall, Gallagher, Santos, Carney, Ogachukwu. 8 players for 3 positions. That's not sustainable. What are you going to do with 8 players? Players have to leave. Players have to leave. And for me, you need to trim down that squad. And tomorrow, I think I'm going to do a video, right? And this video is going to be a 26-man squad that I think Chelsea should go into the Premier League with. There'll only be 1 or 2 additional acquisitions from like transfer rumours. Otherwise, it will just be our players. And honestly, if you want to see that in the comments below, let me know so I know that the demand's there and I'll let you know. Because I think we have got too many players. It is very difficult to cut down these players the way that people want us to. Way too hard. So reports in Brazil have come out that literally made me stop eating. And for those of you that know me on a personal level, guys, I can eat for days. I love food. Chocolate, I like cakes. I like pasta, I like rice, I like fries. And when I start eating, to get me to stop is very difficult. That's why I've been very fat in the past. I had to really sort out my eating habits to lose weight because I just love food. However, and this news made me stop eating. Maybe I should have been reading news like this all along. And the reality is, here we go. Andreas Pereira, according to Brazilian reports, is the replacement for Conor Gallagher at Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea have inquired and are willing to spend 30 to 35 million pounds. I'm sorry, I think Andreas Pereira is very technically gifted. I think Andreas Pereira can take a beautiful free kick. But Andreas Pereira is nothing more than the Brazilian James Ward-Prowse. He genuinely is not. He's not very athletic, so he can't get around the pitch very easily. I don't think he's very flary to the point where, oh, he's a good left winger. He's not agile. He's not strong. I don't even think he's gifted as a number 10. I don't understand the acquisition. What I think this is, and this is why I'm taking it with a pinch of salt after I sat down and thought about it, is his agent is Kia Jarabka. For those of you that don't know, this is the agent that I think that was Carlos Tevez and Mascherano's back in the day. He's Xerxes' agent now. And this agent just got 10 million for Xerxes moving to Manchester United from Bologna. Pereira's been with him for a while, right? He joined Fulham, and I think Pereira's been there for 2 years, 2 or 3 years if I'm not mistaken. It's time for a new contract or a move. And I am not shocked if they're trying to just filter this news out there and maybe Chelsea buy it, and maybe in a few days we get that news that comes out about other clubs wanting Andreas Pereira, because I don't think the player thinks he's at the level he wants to be at. I don't think Pereira wants to be at a Fulham. I think in his head, I came out the Manchester United Academy, I've got caps for Brazil, I am a better quality player than Fulham. That's what I think's happening, so I think they're trying to force a move. And this happens all the time. We saw it with Dani Olmo. Within a week, Olmo was linked with Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal. Within a week. And for me, when I start seeing that, it's agents. Agents running around and doing the business for their client. Good on them, they've got a job to do. However, it's very annoying when we see it from our end. However, so all I ask from all of you, man, is hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts, and let's get on with it, man. Peace out, I'm out, have a lovely day. Tomorrow, by the way, let me know if you want to see that video on the 26-man squad.